This question is question 13A. Question number 13A is WASSCE 2025. Question 13A. So look at the question right here. It gave us the circle and it gave us this here. You can read this later on. EFGH lie on the circumference of the circle center O. So this is the center of the circle O. And then E points EFGH lie on the circumference of the circle. EG and FH, EG, line EG and line FH intersect at U. They intersect here at U. Such that angle GFH, GFH, GFH is 30 degrees, and angle HUE, HUE is 110 degrees. So they want us to calculate angle EOF, EOF. So this means the angle at the center. That's what it means. And then UEH, UEH, UEH. All right. So we can actually begin with UEH because if you look at this, let's if we just draw this circle. I hope you don't laugh at my circle. I'm gonna draw this with free hand. We notice here, we observe something here. Okay, this is the chord. EF is the chord. Okay, EF is the chord. And then what do we notice here? If we look at this here, we see that these are angles in the same segment. Okay, so the chord divides this circle into major segment and minor segment. You can notice here that this angle is equal to this angle here because they are in the same segment of this circle. This is the major segment of this circle. Okay, major segment. So this is like saying here that this here is this, yeah, 30 degrees. Okay, that's the same thing. That is without putting this the triangle EOF. So sometimes when you're dealing with circle theorem, it's good to picture. Sometimes you might need to picture them in bits and pieces. Yeah. So UEH, angle UEH, and the II here that you see, II, we can start from there. Angle UEH, UEH is 30 degrees. The reason, and when the nice thing about my advice when you solve circle theorem is that whatever you write, whatever statement you write in geometry, you support it with reason. So the reason here is because angles in the same segment of a circle are congruent. Okay, as you can see it from here, that they are in the same major segment. The chord divides the circle into major segment and minor segment. So this angle are the same, And also, whatever angle that is here are the same. Angles in the same segment. So we have done the second one. We started with the second one. Angle UEH is 30 degrees. Now, to find angle EOF, that is this angle, is what they're asking us for. This angle. We can just find this angle here. If we find this angle here or this angle, because these two angles are the same also, angles in the same segment. If we can find this angle, then we can use that the angle at the center is twice the angle at circumference. So, but how do we find this angle? We notice here x angles, okay? We notice that angle GUF is 110 degrees. That's the reason. So, we can write here for the I, angle GUF is 110 degrees. Within vertical angles, x angles, vertical angles that are congruent. Then we now look at this triangle GUF. We can now look at triangle GUF. So, if we look at triangle GUF, 110 plus 30